All right, let's see. All right, awesome. Well, my name is Raina. As I mentioned, you guys are at Must Know Tips to help you sing on pitch. I sing on pitch most of the time. I don't think anybody's perfect unless you're Frank Sinatra. He kind of set the bar for everybody. I don't think I ever heard him sing a wrong note. But for the rest of us, learning how to sing on pitch is obviously it's helpful for everybody. But I'm not going to guarantee that you're going to sing on pitch every note because we're human, right? And it's okay to not sing on pitch every now and then. I mean, obviously you want to be mostly on pitch, right? But if you hit a wrong note here or there, just know that like you're not going to combust, you're not going to melt into the sidewalk. So, but we're going to talk about 3 things today. We're going to talk about how vocal technique affects your pitch. We're going to work on solfege and using that to help us like sing notes within a scale. And then we're going to kind of work on some exercises that you guys can be doing in your everyday practice to help you sing more on pitch more of the time. Yeah, awesome. The group chat is there. You guys are more than welcome to put questions in the group chat. I'd like to stay on topic as much as possible, so I will not always read the group chat, but it's there. So put your questions, and then every now and then I'll go back and kind of check and see if there's something that is on topic and needs to be answered. At the end of class, I will do my best to leave time for questions, but I don't always. So don't hold your breath waiting till the end. Definitely type your questions into the chat. Yeah? All right, let's get started. So what is singing on pitch? Anybody know? Type your answers in. What's singing on pitch? What does that even mean? It means a few things, right? I see you guys typing, seeing your answers coming in. Singing on the note, the right keys, the right notes, okay? Yeah. Awesome. Okay. We're going to, hi JT, hi Francis, hi Jessica, thanks for joining in. We're going to talk about it in twofold, okay? Singing the right note without being flat or sharp. So every single staying on key. These are all right. These are all totally right. It's twofold. When you talk about singing on pitch, you're talking about singing the note, right? The exact note, like singing the note in its own little bubble isolated, right? Being able to hit a note. And then a lot of you guys are saying singing in key. That's the other part of this, right? Because if you don't know what a key signature is, imagine that there are 7 notes. Nailing it. Okay, I'm going to close the chat. I see you guys' answers. Yeah, singing on pitch means to nail it, but I think you can nail it too if you like, well, I guess it's not nailing it if you miss any notes, right? But okay, so you have singing on pitch, meaning just like, can I sing a note and hold that note? Can I sustain that note without falling flat or sharp? And then you also have singing within a key. So there are 7 notes in musical language, okay? There's 12 semitones. There's 7 notes. I'm going to put that in the chat for you guys. If you are a premium member, you'll have access to this chat once we leave class. If you are a non-premium member, make sure you're taking really good notes because you won't have access to the chat afterwards. But there are 7 notes because this is going to come back up later in class too. There's 7 notes and 12 semitones. So within each one of those notes, so there's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then the flats or sharps that live in between them. Let's talk about these 7 whole tones for a minute, okay? The key of A has very specific rules, right? We call that the key of A, right? And imagine like it's its own little country and it has a set of rules. It has the set, like its rules are 3 sharps, right? So that's like the rules of A. And we're not going to go too in depth with that because I don't want you guys to leave with questions. I want you to leave feeling like good about this. But then there's the key of B. And the key of B has its own rules. And the key of C has its own rules. And the key of A flat has its own rules, right? So within the key of A, I need to be singing each of the notes that live within that key signature and not really strain from those notes, right? Because that's going to help me stay in key, right? For those of you that were talking about key signature, right? And then in the key of, if I'm in the key of F, I only want to sing the notes that live in the key of F. Now, can some of the notes from the key of A live in the key of F? Can they share notes? Totally. Totally, right? There are countries that have the same rules, right? Like in most countries, like a lot of the rules revolve around like being kind, right? Right. So you can have the same rules, right? But then they can also differ. So maybe like in the key of A, the F is both the same, but the B is different, and the C is different, but the E is the same, right? So they're going to have their own rules. Now, if Shira, and I hope I'm saying your name right, if Shira is singing a song in the key of A and the band is playing a song in the key of D, who do you think the audience is going to think is wrong? The band or the singer? Totally. It's always the singer's fault, you guys. And so that's a lot of pressure on us, right? As the singers, it's always the singer's fault because who's everybody listening to? Right? They're listening to us. They're listening to the singer. Yeah, they like the drummer. They might think the bass player is cute, but at the end of the day, like the singer is the one who is like engaging with the audience and is either going to get them to stay or leave, right? So, technically both the singer and the band are wrong because they should have talked about it before they got on stage, right? And agreed on which key they were going to live in, whose rules they were going to follow. And the key needs to be decided by the singer, okay? Why? Because the guitar is going to sound good in a lot of keys. It might be harder for the guitar player in certain keys, but the guitar is pretty much going to sound like a guitar in all the keys, right? The bass player is going to sound like the bass in all the keys. But if I make the song too high for Carolyn to sing, now it's not fair to Carolyn because it's out of her range, right? If I make the song too low, I'm just picking on all of you guys. I'm trying to find everybody's name. If I make the song too low for Anthony to sing, that's not fair to Anthony. So when you're deciding which rules to follow, which key to sing the notes that you're singing on pitch, make sure it's you, the singer, that's deciding that key signature, okay? Yeah, and if you were in my class yesterday, we talked about transposing, right? How changing the starting note of the song would make the song fit your voice. Yeah, I'm gonna grab my, you guys should have a couple of apps. Let's take a moment, okay? Because you're gonna use these today in class. And yeah, look, even our friends from Facebook are shout out Resha Tan on YouTube. Okay, this is why I don't open the chat much because then I'll start talking about the chat, right? Good question, JT. Okay, let's talk about, oh, JT, you snuck in on me. What's up? Okay, so you guys should have this app. It's called Piano Tuner. That's the first app, okay? You don't have to download these right now. I'll show you how to use them. If you have a different app or different like device and you want to download them, you can. But these are the apps that are going to help you sing on pitch, okay? You're going to want Piano Tuner and you're going to want Perfect Piano. Okay, and then we're going to be using a website, tonedear.com. Okay, so make note of all three of those: Piano Tuner, Perfect Piano, and tonedear.com. Okay, we're going to be using all of those. So just to kind of go back to what we were talking about, transposing, picking. So say that my song is in the key of C and it starts on C, just to be simple, right? So here's my happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I'm like, ooh, that sounds really good in my voice, right? But say like, I want to move it up to the key of A and it starts on A because in this hypothetical world that we live in, every song starts on the key that, or it starts on the note that the key that we say it is. That's not the way that is. But for today, that's the way it is, right? So here's A. Happy birthday to you. And I go, I don't like the key of A. That's too high for me, right? Or maybe I bring it down low and I move it to the key of F. Happy birthday to you. And I go, oh, that's not bad. And if you guys are at home, you can totally be singing along with these and seeing what a difference it makes when you change the starting note, right? So whatever key signature you pick, then you find the rules for that key. Yeah, that makes sense to everybody? You're with me now? So we have pitch as in singular notes, and we have pitch as in the notes that live within the world that I'm in. How important is it that you are singing on pitch? Well, okay. So this is my perfect piano app. If you have this on an Apple device, you're only going to get the C's. So you kind of have to know that the alphabet goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Yeah. So after G comes A, C, D, E, F, G. What comes next? A, B, C, right? So if I am supposed to sing a C and I sing a B instead, which is right next door, it's not that far off. Everybody hum that. Actually, I'm going to move it up here so it's good for everybody's range. Here's this C. But I missed my mark and I moved down just a little bit. And everybody else is doing C and I'm doing B. I'm going to turn around, listen to this. Right? That doesn't sound good together, right? That sounds like a hot mess, yes? And those are really, really close together. So some things that, as you're going along and you're learning how to sing on pitch, some things that you can do to ensure that you stay within the note that you're going to get to, right? And we're going to talk about like vocalizing these with like other people and stuff in a minute too. So we have a lot to cover. But for now, if I'm singing this note, and what I want you guys to all do is, if you're in a position to sit up straight, sit up straight. If you're in a position to stand and you want to stand, you can stand, but you're going to be taking notes today, so just sit up straight. And what I want you to do is just kind of massage your cheeks. And you have like the joint in here coming down from your ear, where like the jawline separates, right, into the upper and lower, and just kind of move down into that space. And now I want you to just make some noise. Ah, whatever feels good. Ah, ah. And now I want you to change your technique, and I want you to try to make those same noises, just whatever comes out of your mouth, while you're smiling. Ah, ah. What do you hear? What do you feel? What are the differences? Ah, versus ah. What do you hear? What do you feel? Type in the differences, right? They're completely different, first of all, right? They're completely different. Let's see. Yeah, you hear it further back in your throat. It gets harder when you're smiling, right? It sounds, Sarah, it sounds fuller when your mouth is open, right? It does feel higher up. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, so it feels higher up because if I open my mouth, now the sound can vibrate, right? We talked about in the vocal anatomy class, we talk about how the sound has to vibrate on bone, right? So it can vibrate on the teeth, the hard palate, the nose, right? The jawline. But if I'm looking like this, look at how much of my resonance space. It's like it went from a cave to like a little sand dune, a little pit, right? And it's trying to like, yeah, I'm trying to vibrate, I'm trying to move, right? So when you're just starting out with singing and you're trying to just like maneuver your way around pitch, you don't get to look happy, okay? And I know that's a hard rule because singing makes you really happy, but there's no smiling, okay? Because smiling is, and if you want to know more about this, you can take the vowels class, because vowels is all about smiling and not smiling, right? But it also helps for pitch. So we're gonna take that same exercise, okay, where all we did was go from massaging and letting our face relax to breaking form and smiling. And you can even hear it. If you put your hands like this and you talk like this, for those of you that were like, oh, it sounds way fuller, right? And you're just making a cone shape, look at the tunnel that I have for my sound to vibrate in, right? Now put your hands like this and talk like this. And it just sounds like you have no bottom. Like what happened to you? What happened to that full, where you could hear, if it were a rainbow, you would have all the colors of sound, versus like, I only have those top parts. So you just have to fake it, Jonathan. Yes, you will be allowed to smile at some point in your singing career, but today's not that day, okay? So if you're like singing to like your very best friend on their like 40th birthday because they made it and far in life, this is how you look. Happy birthday to you. happy birthday. It doesn't sound sad, right? It's not like I'm like, happy birthday, right? So you don't have to look sad, but you just don't get to look. We're using head voice for this exercise. So this note that we're on, Russia, is actually, it's going to be in the mix. It's going to be in the mix. It's not going to be head voice because head voice is going to be up here. Right? Whereas this note, it lives right there in the middle. It's almost like a talking note, which is why I picked it, because I know that everybody can hit that note comfortably, right? And confidently. So now we're going to take that same exercise where we were just making like guttural sounds, and we're going to try to keep it on pitch, okay? So what I want you guys to do is exhale. Just get rid of all your air. Let your belly fill up with air. And go, ah. Now go, ah. Ah. And now I want to show you. So we have that Piano Tuner app. Right? And this is actually where I'll take a volunteer. If you want to be a brave volunteer, go ahead and hit your raise a hand button, and you have to have your microphone and your camera enabled in order for you to be able to be a volunteer. Okay. Awesome. Okay, Jonathan, go ahead and stand up tall or sit up straight. Either one will work for today. Although when you're practicing on your own, you guys know the rule is standing up. Yes, everybody knows that? Okay. Jonathan, I am going to have you sing a C for me. So here's your note. And go ahead. Again.
So it starts on a C, then bounces around.
Totally.
I think that was
a lot better that time. Try it one more time, okay?
Not quite.
That was actually really good. Don't leave anywhere because you're still my volunteer. Could you guys see how the piano tuner turned green when he was on C? And then you could hear as his voice warbled how it kind of went above and below. So Piano Tuner is a great app for you to kind of check, am I singing the note that I'm supposed to be singing, right? We're going to make it harder for you now. Oops, hold on. I'm going to make it harder for you now, Jonathan, and I want you to try to stay on C while you're smiling, okay? So let me play the note for you. That's your note. And let me go back to Piano Tuner. Try it again. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for being a volunteer, Jonathan. What happens to your sound when you smile? It goes sharp. It goes high. So everybody that wrote into the chat higher, that what you were hearing is exactly right, right? Your sound is going to go higher. So when you're practicing whatever exercise it is that you're doing, you need to keep your jaw relaxed, whether the notes are moving higher or lower. Yeah? Everybody got that? And I can see you guys all practicing. It looks really good from my end. I can only see 3 of you at a time, but every single one of you is kind of going like, which is very entertaining on my end, but also awesome. That means you guys are kind of getting that. Okay, so let's talk about this a little further. Have you guys ever heard of solfege? Who here has heard the word solfege? A couple of you guys? I'm going to type it in for you. The word is called solfege, and maybe you'll know it by this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Who's heard of that before? Yeah, more of you guys, right? Yeah, totally. Okay, so solfege is you know how there's like American English, And then there's like British English. And then there's like English from like down south, right? But it's all still English, right? So there's music, and then there's like solfege, which is like music for singers, okay? And it helps us because we don't have buttons or strings to push. We have to like mentally like think of our songs, yeah? Or think of our notes. So we have solfege. So for today, we're only going to be learning major key solfege, okay? Major key solfege. And everybody's heard this melody before. I'm going to do it on C, okay? We're going to learn on C today because that is the easiest of all the key signatures because it has no rules. No sharps and no flats is the rules of C, and we like that, the key of C, yes? It's a very easy land to live in. So if C is do, now here's the deal. Do is whatever key you are in. So if I'm in the key of C, do is C. If I'm in the key of B, do is B. If I'm in the key of A, do is A. And then I would just count up from there, right? So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Yeah? Everybody try that? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Let's try it a little bit lower. We're going to try it on the low C. Ready? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Didn't sound like it went as far, right? Because it was in such a low register, right? What about here? Try it here. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's just like transposing. Did the song change? No, it just got higher or lower, right? Because songs are just intervals. Intervals are just the distance between one note to another. So a song is just a series of intervals, right? And if I can hear intervals and I can sing from one note to one note on pitch, and then from this note to this note on pitch, and then from this note to this note on pitch, and so on and so forth, now I'm singing a song. So it's really just a matter of stringing together all of these notes that I'm singing perfectly on pitch. Yeah? So we can use solfege, and this is going to be your biggest exercise of the day. We're actually going to spend the rest of our class time working on this exercise that you can be doing on your own, okay? You're going to want your piano tuner and your tonedear.com when you're working with this on your own. Yeah? Okay, I'm checking the chat because it's solfege. No, JT, not solfege. Thank you, Francis, for putting solfege in there. Okay, I'm getting out of the group chat. JT heard soulfish. That's like the name of your new band. Okay, so every song, like I said, is a series of intervals. We're only going to work on major intervals, okay? From do to re, we call that a major second, okay? From do to mi, we call that a major third, okay? Do, re, major second. Do, re, mi, major third. Guess what? You guys, I have the solfege written in for you in the chat. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I'm going to pop quiz you, okay? You can type it in or not. I'm going to give you the answer. What would do to la be? It would be a major what? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Major sixth, right? How about do to fa? Yeah, I can see you guys are counting. I love the counting on your fingers. It makes me feel like you guys are like putting in your work. Yeah, it's a we call that a perfect fourth. It has a very specific name. It's called perfect fourth, okay? Okay. What about there's two more that have specific names. What do you think a do to so is called? Yeah, perfect fifth. Jonathan's taken my class before. It's going to be really important that you guys, you know how it's like Sir so-and-so, Duke this person, Queen that, and you put the title in front of it. It's going to be very important that you label each of these with the correct not surname, that's the last name. The front name. We'll call it the title, okay? Okay, so you have major second. It's not the queen fifth. Yes, because the fifth is perfect. Paulette put the pen to something. I love these answers. Okay, I'm getting out of the group chat. I'm going to eyeball you guys now, okay? So you have major second. You have major third, you have perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, and the octave. The octave. What about if it's, so going from do to do is the octave, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's the octave, right? That's the same thing as if I went from C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. I looped all the way back around to the same letter name, just a little bit higher, okay? So if you're looking at a piano, every time you complete a solfege, you've moved up 12 semitones or 7 notes, yes? So what about if I go from do to do, if I stay on the 1 do, not the 8 do? What do we call that? That's called the unison. The unison. And that's how that's how a lot of us sing with other people, right? We all sing the same notes together, right? If I was singing a song starting on do and somebody were singing the same song but starting on mi, we'd be singing in thirds, right? What about if I was singing on do and they were singing on fa? We'd be singing in what? We'd be singing a fourth away, a perfect fourth away. Yeah, that's fun, right? So how is this going to help you sing on pitch? Just by knowing what these sound like. Let's play a game, okay? I'm going to play a note. And what I would like you to do is in your out loud, because you're in a singing class, so not in your head, do this out loud. I'm going to play do, and I want you to sing up to fa, okay? You're going to start on do, and you're going to sing up to fa. Now, what have you learned so far in class? You've learned that if you smile, so if you go from do to re, what do you risk happening to your sound as you're going up? You risk going sharp, right? You risk, so if I sing my do right, but I get my re wrong, I'm probably going to get my mi wrong, and then what's going to happen when I get to fa? I won't be on the right note. So take everything you've learned so far and apply it, right? You're sitting up straight. Let's see. Yeah, you guys put the answer in there. Oh, it totally helps with harmony, Sarah, because if you know where someone is on do, you can sing like a mi or like a so, because mi and so usually are like the go-to like starter harmonies, and you guys can be harmonizing. There's actually a class on like harmonizing and like singing with other people. TakeLessons has like all the jams, right? Yeah. Is your name Raina too from Facebook? That answer that it was the unison. Do we have the same name? All right. So I'm going to play a do, and you're going to sing up to fa. You're going to be singing a perfect fourth. Ready? That's your do. Everybody sing up to fa, and then hold your fa. Do. You guys ready for the answer? You want to see if you got it right? Do, re, mi, fa. Do, fa. Do, fa. You guys get that? Does that make sense? All right, let's try another one. We're going to start on do, and I want you to sing up to so. Remember, keeping it loose, okay? Making sure that you're supporting from your belly, right? I'm going to play a do, and you're going to sing up to a so, which would make it a perfect fifth. Yeah, ready? Here's your do. Do, sing up to so, hold your note. You guys ready for so? So, do, re, mi, fa, so. Okay, how can your piano tuner help with this? Do, right? So you get to C. Do, re, mi, fa, so, right? then you get to where you need to be and you get your notes right, right? So you can check your notes on here on your piano tuner. Now we're gonna play a game, okay? Is everybody feeling good so far? I wanna give you a couple of tips, okay? Can we try fee low in the tri? You know what? Great question. We're not going to move to any minor keys today because I want everybody to leave feeling good. But the tritone is like such a fun sound. And so is fee. Good question. If you guys are like, what's the fee? What's the tritone? Get really good at what I'm teaching you now, and then like jump in later. Okay. But if you're like, if it's confusing you, la 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 la, right? Okay, so you have this method of counting up, right? If I was like, is it Daryl or Darrell? Is it Daryl? Daryl. Okay, if I was like, hey Daryl, I need you to sing an octave for me. The song is an octave, right? Daryl could easily go do re mi fa sol la ti do do do, and he could get where he needed to be, right? Which is great for singing, because if I was like, hey Paulette, will you sing a fifth up from what she's singing, and she sings her note for you, and you're like, okay, I'm singing a fifth up from you, right? So we all have that technique. Everybody feels good with that? And you all know that in order to get there, you need to stay relaxed, right? The second that you do this, it's gonna mess you up, yes? There's also another way to do this. Every single one of these intervals has a song that can help you memorize it. It's up to you what method you use, right? Obviously, you do want to know like the names of them, which is why we spent so much time on it. But we're gonna do 3 today, okay? We're gonna practice 3 today. The first one is the major third, which is, somebody shout it out, do to... A major third is do to me. Yes, you guys are doing so good. Okay, so the do to me is a major third, and we write that as capital M, letter 3, or number 3, M3. So it's either going to be do to me, or it's going to be the first 2 notes of Oh When the Saints. Oh when, do re mi, oh when the saints. Oh, when the saints, right? So it's the O to win of Oh, when the saints. Yeah? We're going to work on the perfect fifth today, which is do to what? Do to so. Yeah, nice job, guys. Do to so, okay? Which also happens to sound like Star Wars. Do, re, mi, fa, so, do, so, dum, dum, yada, da, dum, dum, right? So every single one of these intervals is going to sound like something no matter where it starts. So we're just going to start with a few. So we write perfect fifth, capital P, number 5. It's also going from do to so, but it's also Star Wars, okay? Whichever one you use to remember these is totally up to you, okay? And then we have the octave. The octave was going from do to what, guys? Yeah, going do to do, from do to do. And it happens to sound like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, somewhere over the rainbow. So every single one of these intervals sounds like something. Why? Because you need intervals to write songs, and there's only like 12 intervals that you can really pick from. So eventually a song is going to use an interval, yes? And now forever, when you hear a perfect fifth, you'll hear Star Wars, or whatever song it's in, right? So that is somewhere. Okay, so you guys will have that in your chat, okay? We're going to play a game. And it was on that tonedear.com. Everybody sees how to use their piano tuner? Yeah? Everybody feels good with like what we talked about so far? You guys are feeling pretty good? I'm seeing smiling faces, which makes me feel like you guys are like, sweet, it's sinking in. Hooray. All right. So what you're going to do is go to tonedear.com. It's going to look like this. You guys all see this? You're going to click on the link that says intervals. Okay. Why did I pick the major third, the perfect fifth, and the octave to teach you today? Because that's where the toned ear starts. So you can leave class today and like be able to practice, right? Once you get good at these 3 intervals, add in more, learn all of them because you need all of them to be able to like sing a song, right? So what you're gonna do is hit start quiz and you're gonna hear 2 intervals. We're gonna play this game right now, okay? Your answer can only be major third, perfect fifth, or the octave. Here are the rules to the game. You have to hum the interval. Whatever you hear, I want you to hum it first. And then you can either use the song to figure out which song it sounds like, or you can use your solfege, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, to figure out what this interval is. If you can hum it and you can hear it, then you can sing on pitch. Yeah, because now you're using your ear, you're using the vocal part of your instrument, and you're combining those 2 skill sets together and understanding what's actually happening, right? I know that a major third is smaller than a perfect fifth. Why? Because it only takes me 3 to get to a major third. It takes me 5 to get to the perfect fifth, right? So now you're understanding how music works in general. You guys ready for this? Everybody pumped up? Do a little dance if you're feeling good. Thank you for your thumbs up, D'Anthony. I'm feeling excited about you playing this game right now. Yes, JT, move it. Sarah, look at that beautiful smile. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited for us to play this game. Ready? Here we go. All right. Here is your first question. So you're going to hum it. You're going to hum it. You have to hum it first. JT knows the answer because I'm going to show you what he did. Toned ear should have a logo of a muscular doe. That's funny. I'm going to play it for you guys one more time, right? Should have been what you hummed, right? That was, got a couple of answers in there. That was the perfect fifth. And this is what JT was doing. It's all coming together now, right? Everything that I've just been blabbing on to you for the past like 40 minutes, you're like, sweet, I'm getting it. It's getting together, right? Okay, ready for the next one? This is fun, huh, Shelly? Oh my gosh. I already hit the answer and moved on. Let's go back to that one. That was a major third. Congratulations, you guys. That was the major third. Yeah, you ready for the next one? Here we go. Type your answers in. And if you're playing along on social media and you're like streaming into this class, definitely type your answers in too. Ashley, yes. That it can't be a fourth, JT. We only have thirds, fifths, or octaves today. If I taught you guys all 12 of these today, you would leave class with like frowny faces. You'd be like, I don't get it. That was a major third. That was a major third, just lower. Do, re, mi. Or, oh, when the saints. Oh, when the saints. Yeah, that was a major third. Yeah, you guys ready for the next one? The really, really low ones and the really, really high ones are going to be the hardest for you in the beginning. D'Anthony got it. Any more guesses? That is the octave. It doesn't sound very big. Why? Because you're still in the chest part of your instrument. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Somewhere over the rain. Yeah, Sarah knows. Yeah, you guys are doing really good. Let's do one more. Ready? That was like in the actual key of the song. So there you go, right? It sounded close to Star Wars when we changed the do, but when we moved it up to this higher do, it sounded exactly like the song, right? Because the interval was in the original key of the song, right? So changing the starting note changes the brilliance of or brilliance or just the timbre of the interval, right? That is any more guesses? That is a perfect fifth. Do, re, mi, fa, so, do, so, ya, da, da, boom, boom. Yeah, okay, so here's the rules. Do you have to be a pro at the toned ear today? No. Oh my gosh, if you're a pro at toned ear and this is your very first time ever hearing about this, then I want a gold star, A, and B, like you make me feel bad because it took me a long time to learn how to do this. So if you're a pro at it, then I'm going to go cry in the corner. But do I want you to leave class today understanding how to practice this? Does everybody here today feel like when they leave class, they could go practice this on their own? Yeah? Good, good. You're only going to get better too. It will judge you. So let me show you guys. I typed my password in wrong. I don't know any of these, but I'm glad you're enjoying. And you know what, Resha? You can always come back and see me again because I teach this class multiple times a month. You can download all of these things to the iPad, and the toned ear is a browser. So you don't even need to download it. It's just online. But look, it'll gauge your progress for you. If you get so many in a row right, it'll bump up to the next interval. And you can look online to find like other songs to help remember intervals. But start with these ones. And here's my rule for this. This is fun. This is a really fun game. But it can get really frustrating really quickly. And I don't want you to get frustrated. Your rule is 5 minutes at a time. You ever been to the counter at like the department store and been smelling perfumes and you smell like 10 of them and then your brain just hurts because like you just have information overload in your nose, right? The same thing happens with the toned ear. If you're doing it for like 10, 15 minutes, eventually your ear's gonna hear blah, blah, and you're gonna drive yourself crazy, okay? So make sure you're doing it for 5 minutes at a time and then walk away and do something else. You will get better at this. And here's the thing. You can always come back and take this class again because this is a big topic. And if you remember part of the topic, you can always come back and take the rest later. If you totally get this and you're feeling really good about it, then teach it to a friend so you don't lose the information. Yeah. But my goal is that everybody here would know how to practice this today, because if you can hear the pitches and you can hum the pitches and you can identify the pitches, that's literally singing, like in its like most technical form. And that's really, really awesome. Really good class today, you guys. If you are a premium member, you'll get the 2-minute video of like what we talked about, and it'll be like remember these few things and you're golden, right? And then please leave a review. Everybody leave a review. Those are super awesome. For those of you that are premium members, you'll have access to the group chat. I hope everybody took really good notes. And now my favorite part of class, go ahead and warm up your hands. I would like to shout out Ellen and Teresa and Miranda on Facebook for joining us. Okay, keep your hands warmed up. Here we go. My favorite part of class, the high fives. Ready? Yes, yes, you guys. I'm throwing my love at you. You guys did a wonderful job. I teach again tomorrow night, so come back and see me again. And then go forth and practice. Make yourself proud. Drink lots of water. Get a good night's sleep. You know, all that good stuff. Bye, everybody.